And we are live. Forgive my slight delay. My internet has been acting up all day, you all. It has been one of those days when it comes to technology. But welcome to our last discussion, our final session together. And for me, whenever I have to wrap something up, it's always bittersweet. I get borderline emotional thinking about, oh, I've enjoyed this so much. Hopefully I'll have the opportunity to connect with folks again, maybe even in a different capacity. We can talk about some other topics. But this has been incredibly enjoyable, and I know many of you have gained a lot from this series. So before I jump in, I want to introduce myself for those of you who may be watching for the first time. My name is Mary McConnor. I go by MJ, and I am an award-winning founder and national speaker. So I have the opportunity to speak all over the nation about topics within my field of expertise. If you have not had a chance to go back and watch some of the previous recordings, I highly encourage you to watch the different video recordings from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because on each day I talked about a very specific topic. I want to greet everybody who is live, who is joining this, on LinkedIn from the live streamed version. And for the folks who are watching it on replay later, I want to say hi to you as well. Trust and believe, I acknowledge that not everybody can watch the recordings live. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that I am really grateful that you have joined this really important discussion. And I've talked about a lot of things over the past 4 days. And if you look at what I've talked about, it has been mostly very skills focused. So it's about the skill set. Like, these are the things you need to do, very practical things. And I could not think of a better way to end this series by talking about the one thing that's going to be important throughout this entire process. So as you go out there and you start reaching out to companies to let them know that you are a speaker and you would love to speak on this topic, and as you start building up your profile, your brand as a speaker, there's one thing that's always going to be key, and that is mindset. That is mindset. And that is important in anything we do. And the reason I mentioned mindset is because I know there is someone watching right now who has said, okay, I'm going to do this. This is the month I'm going to do it, or this is the year that I'm going to do it. And if you don't have the mindset and you don't have that, you lean back into that, right? This, okay, I'm going to take initiative, I'm going to follow through, then you'll never get to the implementation part of it. It'll always be something that you want to do, but you never fully do it. So the mindset and the skill set have to be aligned. Because I know a lot of smart people, and some of you all are watching some highly intelligent, talented folks out there who have so much that they can share with the world. And I just sit back and I'm like, I hope she gets the courage one day to share her voice, because this would impact so many lives. I hope he has the courage to share his voice one day with the world, because it would impact so many lives. So the knowledge is there. The skills are there. It's there. It's just now it takes this mindset shift to say, you know what? I'm going to have to do this scared. Maybe I won't be 100% prepared, but I have to do this. And mindset and skill set have to be aligned. I talked about this a little bit on Thursday, where one of the things that I love doing is learning new information. So YouTube is one of my favorite platforms. And at one point, I found myself binge watching a lot of content on YouTube on how to do something in particular. And then I realized that I was hoarding information. that I reached a point where I was knowledgeable enough to talk about this topic, but I wasn't sharing it. And I see that all the time. I see folks, they have these different things that they can share with the world. They can share with organizations, they can share with other individuals, but they're hoarding information. And this is one thing I want you to think about. Is there somebody out there right now who needs to hear your story? Is there an organization out there that would benefit from your expertise and you coming in and sharing your thought leadership with the members of their organization? There is somebody out there right now who you could change the entire trajectory of their career just by you giving them career advice or knowledge or sharing that in some form or capacity. And the beauty of you sharing your story, sharing your knowledge, sharing your skills with the world is that it's building your credibility, it's building your brand. You are positioning yourself as an expert, and it is highly profitable. There is somebody out there right now who is willing to pay for your genius. Let that sit with you for a minute. And that's something that I had to tell myself. Every time I said, oh, I don't think I could build up the courage to speak in front of that many people. Because at one point, I used to be incredibly scared to speak in front of an audience. And the thing that I had to do was to remember that me sharing my information or me sharing my story with others, it's not necessarily just about me. This could really be helping someone and really changing their life. And you'll be amazed when you do speak and when you share your story and you share your knowledge as a speaker, you'll be amazed how many folks will reach out to you after or follow up with you even after the presentation and say, thank you for that. I needed that. And I say that because I want you to remember that the world needs your voice. They need to hear your perspective. We need diverse perspectives. We need diverse talent. We need diverse voices now more than ever. You have something that can impact someone. You have knowledge that can change someone's life. One thing I used to always tell my students is that we are all different for a reason. No person has the exact same DNA as another person for a reason. What does that mean? That means we all have something different that we bring to this world. And if you share your story, your perspective, your knowledge, you are contributing something to the world that maybe we have not heard before. And so I want you to move past that fear or to move past the paralysis of, okay, one day I'll get to that. It's never going to be 100% perfect. You want to start a YouTube channel, just go for it. If you don't have a cool, fancy background and you don't have all the lighting and stuff, just get creative. Make sure you set up your laptop or camera in front of a well-lit area and go for it. It does not have to be perfect, but you have to speak. You have to put yourself out there because you cannot grow and you cannot increase your presence until you do so. I want you to know. I want you to know, and I'm going to say this over and over because I know there's somebody right now who would really benefit from this, is that I want you to know that there's somebody out there right now who needs to hear your message, who needs to hear the knowledge that you bring to the world, who needs to hear about your life experience, who needs to understand the expertise that you bring to the world and how it could help them. 2024 is right around the corner. And the folks who are preparing for 2024 are preparing right now. They're not waiting until December 31st to say, okay, the new year's tomorrow. Let me get prepared. If you know that you want to add speaking engagements to the list of things that you do, the list of services you provide, if you know you want to be a speaker, then now is the time to prepare for that. Don't wait until 2024 to say, okay, what kind of strategy do I need to put in place? How do I start positioning myself as a speaker? Work on that now. Now is the time to do it. And so I have provided all of these different videos. I want you to go back and watch each video if you have not had the chance to do so. And I want you to use this to help you launch your speaker business, to launch your speaking. I want you to use this as the encouragement that you need to begin the process. And as I mentioned yesterday, what I would really like to help folks with is because I had a number of folks reach out to me in my direct messages asking really specific questions. And I really do want to make sure people have a similar blueprint to what I use to really help grow my business in 2023. And I am willing to meet with people individually to help you build out that plan. Because like we talked about, if you're not building out a strategy and you're not building out maybe a list of organizations you want to reach out to and ways you're going to reach out, then you're not going to book as many speaking engagements as you could if you built out a clear plan. So this is just like any other business. You have to build out a plan. It can't just be, oh, I like to speak. Hopefully people will tap me on the shoulder. One of the things that you have to do is be really proactive in it. If you know this is something that you want to do professionally and maybe even do it full time, because there are people out there who do this full time. They share their story full time. They share their message full time. That's all they do professionally. So if you know that you want to have help building that plan out and mapping that out, I would love to help you with that process because I really do mean this from the bottom of my heart. I really think that there are so many voices that get suppressed, and there's so many people we don't hear from who we need to hear from. And professionally, I have always been one to do everything I could to try to amplify diverse voices, diverse perspectives, unique voices, unique perspectives, and not just on a professional level, but on a personal level, because it's so important. We need to hear your voice. The world needs your voice. If nobody has ever told you that, just know that I'm telling you, we need to hear from you. So as we wrap up this series, this has been incredibly, incredibly fun. I want to thank you all. And if you have not had a chance to do the Pay It Forward challenge, and I issued this challenge on Thursday and said, okay, what knowledge are you going to share with another entrepreneur to help them as they grow in their business and prepare for 2024? I want you to pay it forward for someone else. And for the person who's ready, I mean, if you are ready to really build out this strategy for 2024, then I would love to connect with you because there are certain things that we have to have planned and ready for in order to really thrive. And it does work. When you build that out, when you have those strategies, when you build out your speech, you think about exactly what you want to talk about. You think about how you want the setup to be. All of those things leave an impact on your audience. And that's what gets you booked again. And one thing I've mastered the art of over 2023 is being booked and busy. And so, and so it has worked. The way I've done it, my method has worked. And I'm going to continue implementing that method in 2024. And I would love to share it with others. So again, You got this. If nobody else tells you that, the world needs to hear your voice. We are all different for a reason. We all have different messages. We all have different stories that we can share and impact others. And so now is your time. It's your time to do that. You got it. Until next time, I would love to stay connected. Feel free to reach out to me here on LinkedIn. Feel free to add some comments on the video. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you think about this series. And if you want me to do something similar in the future, we could even do some in-person things. I'm always down to do in-person, to do some video conference sessions where we're actually talking through different strategies and all of that. But I definitely think this could really help so many people and help in more ways than one. You're not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping your brand and you're helping others by sharing your message. You got it. 2024, here we come. You got this. All right. Until next time, you all. And I look forward to seeing you on that big stage. When you do book your presentations, make sure you invite me.